Many people develop a relationship with the opposite sex and don't realize that it is a haram relationship because it crosses the boundaries of what Islam has taught. Yes, interaction with the opposite sex is permissible within certain limits, but to flirt and thereafter to slide into the DMs and thereafter to start saying inappropriate things, to promise someone, I love you too, and so on, I miss you, I take care of you, I do this, I do that, and then this person says this and that person says that, and so on. That's brewing a relationship that probably will end up in a lot of sadness and perhaps a lot of anxiety or depression at times. Because anything that is planted with a haram seed would germinate a tree or a plant that is equally wrong. May Allah Almighty protect all of us. So it's difficult because young people, boys and girls, get to interact, they get to meet with each other. Many of them promise each other, I'm going to marry you, and so on. And they end up using one another. And end of the day, they throw each other out. And that's it, the end of it. And who struggles and suffers? More so, the females suffer more than the males. But sometimes the males suffer too. The reason is, emotionally, a woman may get attached. A girl may get attached. Be careful. A lot of the times what's being said is actually not genuine, even if it sounds very, very genuine. And sometimes it may be genuine to the degree where the guy does actually care for you, but the way he is dealing with it is not in the pleasure of Allah, and therefore it won't end up in marriage as you wish or you thought, because firstly, maybe he can't even afford to be married, and the hadith says, Man istata'a, whoever is able, capable, should get married. Not able, not capable. Secondly, the parents may never agree. And that's why I tell people, do not develop a haram relationship. And if it does ever happen, then it better be someone whom your parents would really be proud of, the fact that that person's come to ask for my daughter's hand in marriage. We're not condoning it at all, but if you are going to tell someone to speak to my father, let it be a person whom your father's going to be proud of. Your father's looked after you for years and decades, and he's provided for you, or your mother or your family members, they've provided for you and taken care of you. Why would you make such a big blunder as to spoil everything on the last leg of your living in with them by bringing in someone whom you know is a disaster? Nobody's going to agree. Nobody would want to look towards a person of that nature at times. However, there is another problem. Because of the haram, if it did go in that way, because of the haram, sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't want it to continue beyond a point. So it doesn't. And the sad part is when you've been used in the sense that it's become deeper than anything. It's reached the limit. Zina was committed. If that's the case, then wallahi, to come back at times is very, very challenging. In fact, it may cause lots of anxiety, lots of hardship and difficulty. All I can say is seek the forgiveness of Allah, for indeed He is most forgiving, most merciful, but it will definitely have an impact upon you, because you know deep down, you know what happened here? And this person came in and they promised me X, Y, and Z. That's because you were also a part of it. You allowed it to a degree. No, but they promised me. But you allowed it to a degree. You were told already, don't believe the promises, especially promises made by young guys. A lot of the times they are just hot air. So you need to be careful. We want to deal with the difficulty of this haram relationship by either by making it halal or by cutting it out. There's no third option.